Hi, my name is Kevin Masson. My company is Kingdom Metalworks, and I'm here with my English wheel, EXL, my favourite machine in the shop. I'm doing a special video for Michael, and it's his birthday, and so I just wanted to wish you happy birthday, Michael. Michael Howarth is the son of Ed Howarth. Ed Howarth is the gentleman that built these machines. Incredible. He's an engineer, also a machinist, and I got contacted by his grandson, Barrett. And Barrett asked me information on the wheel, wanted to know whether or not I'd met his grandfather, and once I shared with him that it was a really exciting time when I met his grandfather. We went to his workshop and to pick up an English wheel. The company that I was working for decided to buy one, so I went down to pick it up. And Ed was excited that I'd been working on the English wheel for 40 years and had a lot of knowledge. Coming from England, I called myself a wheelman as a panel beater, and he got into conversation about, boy, using one of these machines is really challenging to work out how to use it well. I said, yeah, but it's also how to build them and how critical building one so accurately, and what a challenge. And I said, you met all the challenges. Not only do you have a top wheel that's adjustable with a dial indicator to it so that you always know where your pressure is, you can always release your pressure if you want to. He also had a quick release that he put in where you can pull your dies out real quick and then reload and come back to the same pressure. Highly polished wheel on the top, and then all the anvils on the lower were taken from the Edwards wheel, which was an English wheel that also a Renlar that looked very similar in shape. And all the profiles and all the shapes of the wheels, which are down around here, would come in this original little wooden box. And so you'd have everything from the high crown with the 1/4" flat top. This one has a slightly less crown with a 3/8. The one that's in here has the just over 1/2" flat crown. This one has the 3/4, and then you have the fully flat. So he had all the variations of the wheel, and the exciting part about it is how smooth, how accurate it is. And I said, Ed, how did you get it so accurate? And he said, well, it's all in the casting. He said, these things, he said, were out of pig iron. He said, the cast iron, it takes a flex and takes a movement and a certain sand casting. He said, but I made mine out of nodular steel. That way it's a lot more firm, a lot more solid. And I said, wow. I said, that's how you get the ability to be able to wheel up 18 gauge steel effortlessly and really dial it in and get the kind of pressure to get the shape that you want so quickly. And he said, yeah. He said, also he said, I line board it. And I said, wow, you line board the machine, that's how accurate you got it within a thou or so. How did you do that? He said, well, I rebuild trains. He said, and the sleeves in the cylinders of the trains need to be bored down and line bored. He said, so I've got a line boring machine that I use to do my trains. I thought that would be great. Once I've cast this machine, he said, I just line board it all the way through. He said, that's how come it's all in one cut. There's a final cut polish. And he said, it comes out so accurate. And I said, but you've made such a small amount of them. He said, yeah, 37, 38. And he said, you know, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be making them. And I asked him, you know, how come you got about making these? He said, that was just a challenge I wanted to meet. And he said, it's one of those engineered equipments that I really don't know how to use, but I'm just fascinated with the way they look and the size of them. So I started building them. And he said, I know that people are enjoying them because they're buying them. He said 37, 38 of them. So we got into the conversation that, of money and everything else. And when he came to sign the check that the owner of the business gave him, he put it way up to his face. And I looked at that, and I had his glasses on, and I said, wow, Ed, I said, your vision is kind of diminishing. And he said, yeah. He said, it's been diminishing for a long time. He said, you know, I'm legally blind. He said, I had an accident early on. And he didn't go into details about that accident, but he told me that he had an accident and that his eyesight really diminished. He said, so all my machinery, I kind of run by feel and sound. I said, that's so interesting. I said, that's how I run the English wheel when I'm running the panel. The panel talks to you, and the amount of pressure that you're using, the amount of noise that's coming from it, the amount of pull, the amount of feel, smoothness and everything else comes in from the hand and ear coordination. And he said, there you go, exactly the same way as I do the boring and everything. So Barrett was really excited the fact that I'd met his grandfather. I was excited to share the great news that I had of meeting him and the excitement of that. And so this is how it came about, to why I was doing this video, to wish his father a happy birthday. That's Michael. And so I hope you have a great time, a great celebration, and I hope you enjoy this video. This is one of my favourite machines. I've worked on a lot of English wheels. Your father, Michael, made a perfect machine as far as I'm concerned. I've worked on Renlar wheels, I've worked on Edwards wheels, I've worked on a lot of different English wheels, and by far, this is my favourite. So thank you so much.